Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about... okay, I get it. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com and this is the new OnePlus 8T and this is the Galaxy S20 FE, also pretty new. Now both of these phones have sleek designs, great 120Hz AMOLED displays, and a lot of you guys have been asking us which is the better camera phone of the two. I mean, the OnePlus 8T has improved cameras, but can it take on the more flagship-like cameras of the Galaxy S20 FE? Well, I've been comparing the two, so if you want to know the verdict, stick till the very end. Let's begin. Now, first up, everyone knows the camera specs in these phones, and the OnePlus 8T kind of has the upper hand on paper, at least when it comes to the megapixels, but I've never cared about that and I'm sure you guys don't too, so it's all about the camera performance. And talking about that, in my experience with these phones, one thing was pretty clear that they don't have any weird bugs or issues while using the camera app, which is also a big factor sometimes. So now let's compare the main cameras. Okay, so I've taken a lot of different shots from both of these phones, be it indoor shots, shots for building, shots of landscapes, etc. to give you guys a better idea. So starting off, this here is a landscape photo comparison, and on first look, it's pretty clear that the Galaxy S20 FE photo is the more attractive looking with just more richer colors, more contrast, and in comparison, the 8T photo kind of looks dull, to be honest. Also, I took this during the golden hour and the Galaxy S20 FE has captured the whole yellowish tone quite perfectly. Here's another comparison, and this time both the phones have captured very similar photos with similar exposure and very good details as well. But the difference lies in the slightly more contrast in the S20 FE photo. Honestly, this is the case with almost all of the photos I took in good lighting. See, the OnePlus 8T almost matches the S20 FE when it comes to details and the dynamic range as well. But the S20 FE almost always has the more pleasing shot. And it's not like it's oversaturating things, it's a very balanced approach. I mean, just look at the trees in the most shots. See how the trees in the Galaxy S20 FE shots look more natural and clean? And it's not just that, I noticed when there's harsh lighting, the Galaxy S20 FE handles things better, especially the shadows. For example, in this comparison, see the lamppost in both the shots. See how well exposed the Galaxy S20 FE photo is? Here's another comparison that shows the same. So yeah, the OnePlus 8T is good, but in daytime, the S20 FE is no doubt the better phone. In low light though, it's a very close call. See, most of the time, both of these phones take very similar shots. Now, one thing that's important to note here is that the OnePlus 8T camera app, it automatically turns on the night mode when it senses that it's dark, which means that sometimes the OnePlus 8T takes a couple of seconds to take a shot, but it comes up with brighter shots with slightly more details. Like in this comparison, just check out the building in the background. Or check out this one where the OnePlus 8T photo is brighter when it comes to the background again. So that's the one thing with the OnePlus 8T, but other than that, I think both of these phones are just very close in terms of low light. Sometimes the S20 FE does better with better exposure, and sometimes the OnePlus 8T takes photos which have a slightly yellowish tone, but I wouldn't say it's a massive difference between these two in low light. Now coming to video quality, both the phones support 4K 60fps videos, and both the phones shoot good videos which are stable because they both have OIS. But if we dig deep in the video quality, there are some differences. I mean, this is a 4K video from both the phones, and I think the S20 FE video just looks more pleasing and, more rich. Just look at the exposure all around, be it the trees or the cars. The S20 FE video just looks more detailed and more flagshipy. Okay, so the ultra wide angle lens. Now, there are a few things that are noted while taking ultra wide angle shots from both of these phones. First, the Galaxy S20 FE has a slightly wider field of view when it comes to the ultra wide angle shots, as you can see. Second, both the ultra wide angle lenses on both of these phones do a very similar and good job when it comes to the details and exposure. So that's great. But third, the biggest difference lies in the colors. So talking about that difference, I'm talking about the fact that the S20 FE's ultra wide angle lens just preserves the colors better. To give you a better idea, here's a photo from the main lens. So just notice the color here in both of these photos. Now here's the same location with the ultra wide angle lens. So notice how the 8T's ultra wide angle lens kind of slightly dims the color. Yep, that's the difference. See, like I said, both these phones do a good job with the ultra wide angle camera, but the S20 FE has Samsung's flagship feeling color grading, and honestly that kind of makes the difference in the end. But it's not all S20 FE. I generally don't take low light shots from the ultra wide angle lenses, but I did it with these phones, and turns out the 8T is a lot better in low light. As you can see, the S20 FE ultra wide angle shots in low light are kind of messy with noise. So yeah, that's one better aspect of the OnePlus 8T. Now coming to other cameras in both these phones, the OnePlus 8T has a macro lens as well as a depth lens, and I find both of them practically useless. I mean, the Galaxy S20 FE on the other hand has a telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom support, and I think you'll agree when I say that having a telephoto lens is just way better than having a depth sensor or a macro sensor. Comment below if you agree with me. I mean, the telephoto sensor makes a big difference when you're zooming. Let me give you an idea. So here's a 1x zoom shot where both the phones do well because it's pretty usual. But now take a look at the 3x zoom shot. Now see the difference in exposure? Now I'm not sure what happened to the OnePlus 8T. I mean, yes, the S20 FE has 3x optical zoom, so it definitely does better. But the exposure in the 84 is just gone for a toss. But it's not about this. I think it's more about the clarity when you zoom. So here's a 10x zoom shot. Now see the difference in clarity. This is what the telephoto lens brings. And there's also the fact that you can zoom in 30x on the S20 FE and only 10x on the 8T. So yeah, the telephoto sensor is definitely better than having a macro lens or a depth sensor. Now there's only one camera section left, the front cameras, which are important these days because video calls, work from home. So yep, a 16 megapixel sensor versus a 32 megapixel one. Well, first up, when it comes to selfies, here's a comparison, and honestly I like the S20 FE selfie more because it handles the overall exposure better, including the background better. I also think that the 8T tries to brighten the face more, which results in overexposed kind of whitish shots. Also, I did notice that the S20 FE selfie camera has a wider field of view like the ultra wide angle lens, and that you can see in this photo. As for the videos and the mic quality, I found the 8T to be slightly better. Check it out. Hey guys, so here's me recording a video from the OnePlus 8T and the Galaxy S20 FE simultaneously to check the audio quality from the mic. So let me know in the comments which audio you like better. I personally thought the OnePlus 8T was slightly better, but I'd love to know from you guys. So comment down below. Now do note that that was a 1080p video and the S20 FE supports 4K recording from the front camera. So that does up the video quality as well. Now, if you're someone who cares about the camera features in devices, well, both of these phones are pretty feature packed. They have the Pro mode, things like hyperlapse, super slow motion, portrait mode video. But yeah, the Galaxy S20 FE does have slightly more features like the single take feature or the Pro video feature. So yeah, that's there. So I think that pretty much covers up the important aspects of this camera comparison. So time for the verdict. Which is the better camera phone here, the OnePlus 8T or the Galaxy S20 FE? Well, I think you know the answer. It's the Galaxy S20 FE. See, the OnePlus 8T cameras are good, but the S20 FE is still the better camera phone because it performs like a flagship smartphone from Samsung. To put it simply, it just takes better photos. And unlike the OnePlus 8T, which has gone for the marketing hype with its depth and macro cameras, the Galaxy S20 FE has the quite useful telephoto lens, which actually makes a difference. So yeah, the Galaxy S20 FE is the better camera phone for me, and I think it's also more of a flagship phone with things like the IP rating, wireless charging. I know the OnePlus 8T has the Snapdragon 865, so what do you think of these phones? Tell us in the comment section below. Also give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.